got a way to move me, Sherry. She got a way to move me. Oh, hello, Jason Alexander here, reporting live from the newly renovated Nicholas Driving Range. We're watching this fresh grass grow. Upcoming on the show, we have a hard-hitting interview with the legendary voice of the Houston Rockets, Bill Warrell, and the head coach of the University of Houston Cougars, Coach Kelvin Sampson, here for a hard-hitting interview. We're also going to say goodbye to a special friend here on the show, and Tommy Peppercorn has a bunker tip in store for you all. So let's kick the tires and light the fires, because if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do the pro show.
Hello, this is Clyde, the Glide Drexler, and I love the pro show.
All right, a special thank you to a Houston basketball legend, Clyde the Glide Drexler, one of the millions and millions of pro show fans. And speaking of Houston basketball legends, we had a chance for a hard-hitting interview with Bill Warrell and Coach Kelvin Sampson. Let's take a look. All right, team, here with the legendary Bill Warrell and Coach Kelvin Sampson. Gentlemen, welcome to the hard-hitting nine, because everybody knows 10's just way too many questions.
Jason, come out here, play a little golf. Next thing I know, we're on a show.
Heck of a deal. Welcome back. Two-timer here, two-timer club.
I know it, and it's good to be back. I just want to tell Coach you're really better at this than you are at teaching golf.
Well, who's counting, right? Okay. All right, gentlemen, here, let's get off right out of the gate here for Bill Warrell. 39. Is that right? 39 seasons calling play-by-play for the Rockets. Look, big retirement here. What's coming up for Bill Warrell, except for hanging out with your favorite pro a little bit more and getting some of those great golf lessons from me? What do you got planned coming up in retirement?
Well, I'm gonna go out and help Coach Sampson. Coach, I'll be one of the assistants out there at practice.
Need to help.
For the University of Houston. I'm always good with the second opinion. You know, I always tell him something about basketball, and he always looks at me and he goes, "You really don't know what you're talking about." And so I say, "Well, thanks, Coach. I'll see you tomorrow." But no, I'm going to go out there. I've got some charities I work with that I'm active with. I've got the U of H, which is really a labor of love. So I've got a lot of things going on.
I absolutely love it. We're looking forward to seeing you a little bit more out here with us, that's for sure. All right, Coach, everybody wants to know what's coming up for the University of Houston Cougars here next season after this remarkable run to the Final Four. But more importantly, what everybody's been asking the consummate pro, kind of shapes your golf game in here.
Solid. It's I kind of got a jailbreak game. I play for about 4 or 5 months, then I put the clubs up, and then when the season's over, I break out of jail and go pick them up and play again. But usually about August, September, I'm playing okay, and then time to go to practice and put them up. But I like to play.
Well, I was watching that move. It was looking pretty good there. I think big things in store today here at Carlton Woods Nicholas. All right, switching gears to the Rockets. Rocket ball. First building blocks coming up. I think it was a wonderful draft. One to get y'all's take. Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, Alperen Sengun. 3 studs coming on the roster to already young roster. What's your initial take on the upcoming year for the Rockets?
Well, I think they have a good plan. You know, you're either starting over and building, or you're just wallowing in mediocrity, or you're fighting for a championship. You know, when Chris Paul and James was here, even when they traded Chris or brought in Westbrook, they still had visions. But now they get to start over. I think they're in a wonderful spot. Jalen Green is you can tell he's an all-star type talent. But the other kids, you know, the Sengun kid, I'm excited about him. I'm excited about the Woods kid coming back. You know, Warl and Eric. We'll see what roles they find. But, you know, you just got to be prepared to lose in this league, especially you get a stretch where you're playing 5 games in 8 days. You're playing 4 back-to-backs in a single month. Those are the things young kids, as a coach in the NBA, you just have to nurture them through. But year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes, brick by brick, you can't get frustrated. You just got to stay with it.
Absolutely. All right, Bill, I know we're going to miss. We got to do it right now. Can you give us just one? Jalen Green, because we're not going to get to see it called. Jalen Green from way downtown. Where's he shooting it from here?
Jalen Green goes to the corner. They pass it into Green. From about 24 feet, he hits it from the Carlton Woods course at Nicholas.
Iconic moments there. We're going to miss that so much. He shot it from Friendswood. All right, here we go. Coach, iconic moment I think it turned into, we were talking about it a minute ago. you walking around the University of Houston campus a few years ago, just imploring students to come and support the basketball program all the way to get into the Final Four. Was there a moment in time that you saw it, both of you guys that are involved with U of H basketball, that you knew we got something special brewing here?
Well, the first year to me was irrelevant in terms of wins and losses because the guy I replaced, Coach James Dickey, left a good team. The problem was they all transferred. So we just had to go find bodies. You know, when you take a job in April and you go to recruiting table, it's kind of like going to Walmart for the blue light special that started at 2 and you showed up at 7. There ain't a whole lot left. You know, you're just picking over stuff nobody else wanted. But that's okay. We grabbed a couple of kids, went out there and played. You know, the returning kids are the ones I always remember. L.J. Rose, Chicken Knowles, LaRon Barnes, J-Rod Stiggers. You know, those guys were part of the building blocks. You know, nobody talks about them, they forget them, but I haven't. Here's what my wife did. We went 13-19. You know, we've had some success at different colleges, but she's only asked me to get a basketball signed by one team, and that was that team, because she said those kids never quit, and that led us to the next season. But you know, the fans and the students just didn't understand. You know, like student tickets are free. You know, and most of the students on campus didn't even know where our arena was. They didn't know. They thought Huffines was over next to the library or something. So my daughter would organize about 4 or 5 kids from the pep band. I'd take a megaphone. And this was on game day.
Right.
And we'd go all around campus to just ask them support. During finals, we'd buy a ton of donuts, go to the library and pass them out and tell them when our games were. And what was really neat is some of the kids that we saw during those excursions, they would lean over the little wall there at Hoffa and say, "Coach Sampson, I saw you today." Now, those were the moments that I remember. You know, that was part of the brick by brick mentality we had.
You had a great story when you were walking into the arena.
Well, I knew Kelvin had turned the corner when I was going to a big Cougar game about his 5th year there, and we had Tillman had built us that beautiful Fertitta Center, and I'm rushing trying to get to the gate. 2 or 3 guys are coming up to me. I didn't know what they were going to want to have a picture or an autograph or something like that, and they go, "You need any? Do you have any extra tickets? I need some tickets."
Yeah.
To the game. I hadn't heard that since Phi Slamma Jamma days. I said, "Kelvin, you're on to something."
Yeah.
We're on to something special. All right, guys, we're getting hot. Couple more questions real quick. Look, a delicious dairy treat that we all know Mr. Bill Warrell indulges himself in, a little vanilla ice cream dribbled with chocolate. He gets so excited talking about it. I got to ask, Coach Sampson, what's on the dessert table at the Sampson household?
You know, there's 2 things that I asked my wife to keep stock. One is coconut pie, and the other one's coconut cake. I have an infatuation with coconut.
I absolutely love it.
Chip cookies.
Yeah, yeah. I get enough of those during the season. In the off season, I tend to lean toward that coconut desserts.
All right, we'll wrap this thing up, Coach. Look, a lot of young coaches starting out, pee-wee, junior high, high school, college football, professional coaches all around the state of Texas. What is your best piece of advice that you can give all of them as they kind of enter their coaching careers here?
Don't ever lose sight of why you coach. You coach to help those young men develop. You know, you're going to hear things behind you. My father told me in 1981, if you listen to those people sitting up there behind you, pretty soon you'll be sitting with them. So focus on those young men and make sure they have fun and develop them.
That is absolutely wonderful advice. Bill Warrell, the course record 63. A lot of green grass and opportunity in front of you guys today. Thank you so much for being on the Pro Show with millions and millions of fans.
I'm going for that record because I'm going to quit at 14.
Coach, thank you so much.
Pleasure,
Best
Jason.
of luck this year.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, a special thank you to Bill Warrell. We're sure going to miss you on the airwaves this year, Bill. And look, Coach Kelvin Sampson, best of luck in the upcoming season for the Cougs. Hopefully another Final Four appearance. Now, what everybody's been asking for and been waiting for, our first edition of Tommy Tips. Let's see what we got with Mr. Peppercorn. All right, members and millions of Tommy Peppercorn fans here reporting from the Nicholas with one of our distinguished members here, Mr. Horvath. Look, the rest of his golf game is wonderful. One of the top players in the club. But out of the bunkers, as you can see here, go ahead, Mr. Horvath. Some would say he slightly struggles to get the ball out of the bunker, but that's where old Tommy Peppercorn, T-Pep, comes in for a little bunker tip. Here we go. Members and guests, very simple here on Tommy Tips. We're going to line our club face wide open down our target line area, and we're going to move our body and swing path towards the left area. Now, this is going to send your ball high and straight, right at the pin with a bunch of that tear sauce. Come on. And for a bonus tip, make sure you have an extra ball in your pocket nobody can see you. Place it directly in front of the golf ball laying in the sand and let her fly. And that'll give you an extra serving of height and sauce. All right, team, I hope everybody got a little bit of enjoyment and a nice little tip there out of the trap to get those babies coming out high and soft with a little bit of spin. Thank you, Mr. Peppercorn, Carlton's #1 member. All right, look here. We have a special goodbye to finish the pro show. Our own Kel Renault, he has produced all of our videos over the last 6 years since we rebooted the show. He does so much for all of our members here at the club and for me specifically. He's made me look much better than I am and has really put a production value on this show that is second to none. He's going to be dearly missed. So if you see Kel around the club here after the show comes out, please give him a hug. And we're going to have one last sign-off here with Kel Renault. So on behalf of the staff, the Club of Carlton Woods, to the members, guests, millions, and millions of Pro Show fans, until next time.
Have a big time.